Hey, Tony Gas is here, popping in. Now I want to share this with you because I'm kind of going in order on these here lessons, and this is what I want you to understand about us men. Now, one of the things that a lot of women don't realize and don't agree with, but gotta scratch your booty and get glad on this, is the world ain't gonna work how you want it to work, how you think it should work, and all of that right there. It's gonna work how it works. And you dealing with human beings. So when you dealing with a man, you dealing with a toxic being most of the time. If not, you dealing with an emotional being. If not, you dealing with a unlearned, ignorant being. Then you have the man who has learned, grown, evolved, and he's doing things the right way because of how he was raised or what he has learned and what he was taught. So what you have to realize, in order to keep a man, you got to be willing to lose that man. Meaning, if you will not walk away at least one time when he trying you, you will be miserable your whole life. And majority of men, especially men who come from any type of pain or trauma, will test you to no end. And what we do as men, we try to break you. We want to break you. We want to find your breaking point. We want to push you to your breaking point. And the reason being is because, and when I say we, I'm talking about your average, everyday, unlearned, which also known as ignorant man. And when I say we, I ain't talking about me now, but I'm just saying we for the sake of conversation. I'm also talking about grown boys. That's what I'm talking about when I say we. I'm not talking about the exception to the rule. I'm not talking about your daddy or your brother or your boyfriend or your husband if they are exception to the rule. So understand where we at now. And this also, we does not mean every single man. It means majority of them, a good amount of them. But what we want to do is we want to break you because we want a mattress to jump up and down on. We want some cotton to catch us when we fall. We want a punching bag. We want an excuse handler. We want an enabler. And why do we want that? Because that is the human disposition. So think about this. From the time we are born, we cry to get our way. We will scream, holler, and cry until we get what we want. When you give us what we want, when you put that bottle in our mouth, we stop crying. When you pat us on our back, bounce us on your knee, we stop crying. This is humans, male and female. Then you have the toddler stage. We will scream, cry, stomp, stop, drop, and roll, throw stuff until we get our way. Same thing when we become grade school, middle school, high school. And then you got to ask yourself, what stops that? What changes that when we don't get our way? When we don't get our way, we learn how to adapt. The only thing we can't adapt to is a life without necessities. A life without oxygen, a life without food, a life without water. That's the only three things we can't adapt to. Well, we could adapt to a life without water. We're going to die sooner. But food and oxygen, We can't adapt to that. So if a baby is crying and they crying for those two necessities, food or water or oxygen, food or oxygen, then you got to get that to them or they gonna die. Now, when a baby is crying for a toy, you don't have to get that baby that toy, and that baby gonna start to self-soothe, and that baby gonna learn the toy ain't here for you. So you're gonna have to self-soothe. That baby might start sucking his or her thumb. That baby might start rocking, rolling side to side. That baby will start to self-soothe. As long as it got something to eat, as long as it could breathe and it got something to eat, it'll figure the rest out. He or she. That's what you got to realize about humans. So, as a man won't, just like a child. Your child wants you to let them eat ramen noodles and Skittles and Starburst and juice and soda every day. That's what your child wants you to let them eat. But if your child get hungry enough and thirsty enough, your child will tear down some Brussels sprouts. Now, your child might not eat for a day, might not eat for 2 days. When that child get hungry enough, them Brussels sprouts gonna taste like Skittles. That water gonna taste like Coca-Cola. You hear me? Same thing is with adults. All we need is the necessities. Anything else we don't need. So when it comes to a man, what a man need, he need respect. He need love. He think he needs sex. He really honestly don't even need sex, but that's the icing on the cake. That's gonna benefit him. It's gonna help him want to be faithful and help him be faithful. But even that ain't no full necessity. Now, when we talking about relationship, okay, sex or sexual activity, that's gonna be a necessity. Respect gonna be a necessity. That's what he gonna need. But see, what a man gonna want to do is he gonna want to act out. He gonna want to be able to pitch a fit, throw a temper tantrum. He gonna want to be able to throw hands. He gonna want to be able to cuss you out, dog you out, cheat on you. He gonna want to be able to do all of that because it puts him in a state of comfort because of the oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin release from the different activities, different things he doing. So he gonna want to be able to do that. If you tell him, hey, I can't put up with that, that's unacceptable, this particular behavior is unacceptable, he's going to then say, okay, or whatever, and then he's gonna go do it again. When you walk away, you now just show him you strong enough to walk away, and he's gonna start to beg you back. When he beg you back and you come back, he still may do it again because he realized you came back. So that means that he has the ability to get you to forgive him. And so he may, if he's not evolved, if he's not a real man, a good man, then he may want you to go through that again. And he may try you again. And so you got to realize and understand that, like, oh, okay, he trying me. And each time you walk away, it got to be more drastic than the time before. Got to be more drastic than the time before. And so that's what you got to understand. And if it's more drastic than the time before, then he start to get to the place to where he like, okay, I ain't gonna be able to do this too many times, because last time she left for 24 hours. Next time she left for 72 hours. Next time she left for 7 days. The next time she left for 14 days. This coming to an end. So then, and you have to be able to articulate to him and let him know. Now, there are some men who are, their brain is not fully developed. So they don't comprehend. They don't understand, comprehend. They don't believe you. Their brain is just, it's off. They just off. And so they don't believe you. And so they're going to push you to your limit. They're going to push you to your wit's end. And you have to be able to leave under a circumstance to where he understand that, oh, this is the breaking point. And so what'll happen is, as men, we'll try to trap you to where marry you and then test you. Get you pregnant, then test you. Have your newborn, then test you. Like we try to test you by doing the most, by cheating or beating or lying, deceiving, manipulating. We try to do that to get you to a place to where you take and you, we try to get you to a place to where you take and you start to accept it. You start to put up with it. You start to say, oh, this how he is. This how he is. This what he do. And will become worse and worse and worse, because any behavior that is recognized and rewarded repeats itself. So if it's recognized and it's reinforced, it's going to repeat itself. So we'll try you like that over and over. And what I need you to understand is that's normal in a relationship. So there's so many women who don't understand men and don't understand how relationships work, and they be like, oh, if one thing happened one time, I'm done for good. You're gonna die single. And if you're okay with that, then okay, cool. But humans are not perfect. And so just if Jesus, who got all power, got to forgive us 1,000 times over, what, a man ain't scared of you. If he don't fear God, he's not gonna fear you. So if God got to forgive him, you're gonna have to forgive him if you want to be married and happily in love. It's gonna be times where you gotta forgive your man. Now, I'm not saying that you gotta forgive him for cheating and you gotta forgive him for beating and all of that. So you set your boundaries, you have your limits, but you got to know that you're gonna have to really make it known, make it expressly known to him what you will and won't tolerate. And then you got to be willing to walk away, because a man will try to break you before he builds you. He will try to break you before he builds you up. If you know anything about sororities and fraternities, then you know that they try to break you, then build you back up. Same thing a man do. And then if you notice, people who are in sororities and fraternities, after being broken and built back up, they become like a ambassador for that organization, and they wear the clothes, they wear the jacket, all for free. They not a paid ambassador. They wearing all of the clothes and all of the colors free of charge. They hold high regard to the time on the clock based on the number of when the organization was created. They might get the year it was created tattooed on them. They have it on jackets, t-shirts, polos. They do all of that. They become a mouthpiece for that organization, because now they bonded with that organization, be it a toxic bond, unhealthy bond, unequal bond, whatever it may be, they bonded to it. So the same thing happens with a man who breaks a woman then builds her. She'll end up being bonded to him and being so close to him and be dealing with him like that, because she like, man, I done went through everything with this man. And that's why I'm here to tell you that as men, we could get it together earlier and sooner. And you can't fall for the okie doke. You can't allow yourself to be finessed to the point that you don't realize what's going on. And so you got to understand that. Got to understand that. And so a man will try to break you before he allow you to build him. Meaning He will grow and change when he see that you won't settle or reinforce for the junk he doing. And now a man who is not your man, a man who is not your man will take, that man will take, and he will, that man will take, and he'll start to he'll leave. If he's not your man and you stand your ground, he gone. And that's why you want to stand your ground early. You want to put the standard in place, put the boundaries in place, and you want to stand your ground early. Because if you wait too long, you in too deep. And now you lose your leverage because you pregnant or you married, or you done met too much of his family. His family follow you all on social media. They text you every other day. You close friends with his people and all of that. Now y'all gotta forgive me now because I'm driving, so I'm paying attention to other things, and then also falling asleep with my eyes open, body tired. And so you don't want to get to a place to where you let this man trap you and have you locked in, and then you love his mom, you love his sister, and then now it come time he go to trying you, and now you want to put your foot down, but it's just too much baggage to let go, too many people to let go, it's too much going on to let go. Some men will put you in position and put you in business. Some men will start a business for you. You making tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions, and now when they go to getting toxic, you feel like you can't go nowhere because you got a multi-million-dollar brand on the line, and you're gonna end up losing that brand or losing that money, and so you'll stay just out of necessity. So you got to realize and understand that right there. And so just the thing, when a man go to trying you, you got to articulate and let him know, hey, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. So when he realizes it's unacceptable and then he try you again, you got to walk away. You can't tell him, hey, I'm going away for a day. I'm going away for 72 hours. You can't tell him to do 72-hour rule. You can't tell him what you're doing. You got to let him feel like it's over and done with. You got to let him feel like you done. You done moved on completely. So you still posting happy online, you posting outfit of the day, you posting pictures, you doing all that. You let him feel it. And then when he feel like you completely gone, that's when you see how he truly feel. If he really love you, he gonna come back crying, begging, pleading, and I'll do anything, and he gonna do the work. If he don't really love you, he might start cussing you out, calling you all kind of B's, all kind of this, all kind of that. And he might just go ahead and get mad and try to break you through that anger and that verbal. But then if you don't break for that, then he may just go ahead and just move on with his life. And that's when you know that's not your man. And typically a man gonna try you within the first 3 months to see how you gonna handle it and what you gonna do. So understand that yes, a man could change for you, but you gotta stand your ground early. So if he try you on day 11, stand your ground and get distance. Don't answer that phone for the next 24 hours. On day 110, anytime he try you, you got to make sure that you hold him accountable. And if you do, he gonna start to really respect you. And as men, it's come to a point where we in a relationship and we have a woman number so much where we feel like no matter what we do, she gonna be there. And you can't be that woman, because if you are that woman, your life is gonna be miserable. But hey, this Tony, guys, I'm falling asleep. I need to go and get on off here, so I'll let these windows down and lock in. And now I'm in this here traffic. Now about to stand still. God bless you, and we'll talk soon.